Hello, I'm Arya and welcome to my inn. Psychosis as a slur. I think everyone has made a joke sometime that some behavior is psychotic, or at least thought that a psychotic murderer is a cool film trope. We all know the Joker or movies where the term psychotic is used as a way to make a person seem more dangerous. Correlation between violence and mental health are made very frequently in Hollywood and comics, and consumers of this type of media are wired to believe that mental health increases the likelihood to commit crimes or be violent. While mental health issues are getting more awareness recently, there are some illnesses like schizophrenia and antisocial personality disorder that are still very difficult to talk about. Today I want to focus on schizophrenia. So what is schizophrenia? Like almost all mental health disorders, schizophrenia is on a spectrum. Schizophrenia is a collection of symptoms that you might or might not have when you have this diagnosis. Symptoms you could have include delusions, paranoia, hallucinations like voices, visual hallucinations, or even smell. In media, these voices are often portrayed as violent, while in reality, these voices, like mine, are often self-deprecating, bullying the ones who hear them. Because schizophrenia often have these delusions, they are also more inclined to believe in conspiracy theories, or think they play an important role in religion. One might think they're Jesus himself, or think they play a large role in a conspiracy. Schizophrenics can be on the lookout for cameras or microphones in their house, or think all their friends are secretly laughing behind their back. Schizophrenics often feel like they are not welcome in a group of people because of delusions of reference, where the psychotic person feels like a laugh or a joke is about them when it isn't, and it can turn into feeling bullied when they aren't. Ultimately, schizophrenics don't really feel anger as a main emotion. It's more about anxiety and fear. Especially since schizophrenia is such an unknown illness, and the only reason schizophrenics are ever covered in the news is when they commit a crime. People are just wired to think that psychosis is inherently evil, even though there are studies about this that show that the crimes they commit are usually because of drug or alcohol abuse. And while it is true that there is a comorbidity between schizophrenia and drug abuse, which leads to more crimes, it's unfair to say that the crimes are done because of schizophrenia, because a correlation is not a causation. There are many schizophrenics who are aware of these numbers because you are made aware all the time through people who don't trust you, and these schizophrenics stay away from alcohol or drugs, or at least don't abuse them. And then we haven't even discussed the effects of therapy or medication. Because schizophrenics can live a very normal life when they have the self-awareness to know that they need help. I can't find any statistics on it, but I'm almost certain that the schizophrenics who do get on the news for crimes are people that never have gotten the help that they needed. I've been in therapy since I was 15 years old, and I've always taken my pills, so it's very unlikely that my psychotic symptoms get very bad. Apart from voices and anxiety, I live a pretty normal life. Lately, I've seen an increase of awareness for illnesses like autism and ADHD, which is great, they deserve it. However, that's where it seems to stop. There are other neurotypes like schizophrenia and antisocial personality disorder, which are still very much taboo to talk about in positive light. What led me to making this video though is that there are content creators on YouTube who are in leftist spheres who use psychotic as a slur. I won't name any names because I don't want to cancel them or even draw attention to them in a negative way. They will look at a certain behavior from people, notice that it's hate speech, and say things like, "That's psychotic." I want to say that I understand where they are coming from. Insults in the English language are often based on ableism. and there is no way you can avoid ableism completely in your day-to-day language. Words like dumb, crazy or stupid are ableist. However, I would argue that these comments are not targeted necessarily against a marginalized group, where people who suffer from schizophrenia face ableism every day. I realize that this opinion is subjective and maybe I don't know what it's like to be called dumb or stupid repeatedly. And comparing how oppressed groups are is not really helpful for anyone. But I would like to at least raise some awareness that using the word psychotic or schizophrenic for violent behavior or hate speech is hurting schizophrenics like me. It really stings, it does. Hearing people that I admire make jokes about schizophrenia and psychosis really makes me feel like we are far from even starting to talk about ableism in society. And I realize that I can't even watch YouTube if I get angry at everyone who makes ableist remarks. So honestly, it doesn't normally bother me when a random YouTuber or even a person on the streets make these remarks. But under the surface it cuts deep, even though I can understand that they just don't have the awareness needed to even think about if it hurts people. There are also people who will deliberately say it to hurt schizophrenics, but these are not the people that I care about today. The people who are supposed to be on my side, the leftists and the voice of the voiceless, are making these jokes too, and that is what upsets me. That's why I'm happy to see that there are people with autism who are great content creators and that they do get media attention in a positive light. They are paving the way for other illnesses to hopefully get the same treatment in the future. People with autism still face a lot of ableism. They still get bullied, and calling certain behavior autistic is still a thing in 2022. But there are a lot of content creators who do talk about autism in a way to create awareness, and I hope to be able to do the same for schizophrenics. I am not a good content creator. I suffer from anxiety, and even the thought of uploading this video scares me. But I think it's time for more schizophrenic content creators, and I would like to contribute where I can. I want to do a quick shout out to Chiplet, who makes awesome art about schizophrenia and psychosis. Their content is really inspiring and relatable. I would recommend to check them out and show them some love. Thanks for watching this video. I don't know if I'm going to make more videos like this or at all. The very thought of getting attention in any way scares me because I know that content creators can get a lot of hate. However, I thought it was important to get this story out and explain a little bit about why this upsets me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the internet.